Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I believe his death was a hit. Deep state, 100%.
The dude got assassinated because of an opinion. What is going on in America?
Country's on the brink of disaster.
I'm bothered by this, and it's not because it's Charlie Kirk. A father, a man, a human, a citizen with an opinion got killed for an opinion. What does that mean for America? And then I just saw something that said the assassin's still on the loose. Why would you kill anybody?
No.
Anybody that would kill anybody is mental.
Some people feel he got karma for the amount of hatred that he spewed at that. I still don't think that's right at all.
Is that what people are saying?
Today, Charlie Kirk proved that free speech, it ain't free, bro.
The whole point is people want to teach a lesson. You freaking think this, bang! You should have the ability to voice our opinion without fear of
deep state actors. That's my official synopsis.
Folks, what it is, Brad Lea, back with an emergency podcast with my man, Bek Lover.
Brad, it's good to be here, man.
What's going down, Bek?
I wish we were here for good reasons, Brad. Unfortunately, I just got here. I just landed on a 6 o'clock flight. I wake up and I see what's going on all over X and Instagram, and Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And
yeah, you know what's funny about that? Nothing.
No, nothing at all.
Dude, listen, whether you're on the right side of the aisle, the left side of the aisle, you're conservative, you're liberal, doesn't matter, dude. The dude got assassinated because of an opinion.
And that's a threat to everybody.
What is going on in America?
Brad, I truly believe...
And you didn't even agree with Charlie Kirk's opinions in a lot of cases.
Well, I agreed with his views on, sexuality, conservatism, and that aspect, the union between man and woman. What I didn't agree with, was his views of the religion of Islam. He was, even the last few weeks, brother, it was like tweet after tweet. Elon went on a rampage.
About Islam?
Yeah, Islam, blaming Muslims,
Blaming Muslims for what?
Basically, trying to paint a world faith of 2 billion people and that everyone's the same. They're all extreme. They're all pedophiles. They're all like, it's just.
I want to
there's a lot to talk about here.
Well, I know. And I want to really actually discuss it. Okay. You don't see me joking today. Why? Because for some reason I'm not in the joking mood.
It's nothing to joke about right now. Our country's on the brink of disaster.
Dude, I'm normally very chill. Nothing really bothers me. Like, I'm bothered by this. And it's not because it's Charlie Kirk. It's because a father, a man, a human, a citizen with an opinion got killed for an opinion.
For exercising his First Amendment.
What does that mean for America? That someone can't have an opposing opinion. And again, if a transgender got shot, I'd say the same thing.
I agree.
If a freaking African-American or a Chinese American or any ethnicity, a Muslim, I don't care. These people have the right to an opinion. And it's like, who are we raising in today's world? And by the way, this is an old man from apparently, and then I just saw something that said the assassin's still on the loose. Well, did they snatch the wrong person?
Yeah, I think.
Hey, can we pull stuff up on the screen yet? Yes or no? We need to be able to do that. I want to be able to pull shit up on this screen. But dude, did you see the video? First of all, so graphic. They stopped me from posting shit that says the dumbest, lamest, harmless, stupid shit, but they let Charlie Kirk's bullet hit his jugular. They let that go over and over and over again. It's all over social media. Someone getting shot in the neck.
Gushing blood out, bro.
Gushing blood. There's children on that application.
Like Irina.
They want to block the stupidest shit, but they want to let murder go through.
Makes no sense.
See, I'm worried my account's going to get shut off now. Why? Well, because I'm on the same account that I'm talking about. Like, how can they allow the cold blood murder and graphic details of a murder go? You know, the girl that got stabbed.
Irina
They didn't let that go.
Nope.
I keep trying to find the video. It's not out there. Why? You just see this. Why? Because nobody should be watching him plunge the knife in.
It's out there now, though, on X. I saw it, unfortunately. The whole thing unedited.
Well, I've never seen it. And again,
it's horrific, bro.
And I was glad why my children are on these apps. Like at the end of the day, guys, listen, I believe that if you search for it and you want to find it, you should be able to find it. It shouldn't be hidden from the world. You know, just like I don't believe Hunter Biden's laptop should be hidden. Whatever was on Wiener's laptop shouldn't be hidden. I think, freedom of speech, transparency, truth and honesty, the American way. I mean, we are known worldwide and famous for and founded on freedom of speech.
And that's exactly what was attacked today. So I posted a video of sympathy for Charlie Kirk. A lot of my audience, is diverse, but a lot of them are also very against the war that's happening in the Middle East right now, right? So he was very adamant in his support of Israel's actions. I don't agree with the way Israel handled it, in my opinion, right?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that don't.
So there's that. And then there was also always gaslighting, in my opinion, the religion of Islam and trying to make it a scapegoat. Here's a newsflash. And I'll say it again on your show. I said this last week and went viral. If you actually go and study the history of the faith, and I'm going to tie this back to Charlie Kirk. If you actually study the faith and the history of Islam, there probably wouldn't be a single Jew left on earth if it wasn't for our religion. That's a fact.
If it wasn't for
the Muslims, this is a fact.
You're saying if it wasn't for Muslims, the Jewish religion
would have probably been,
or people would have been
annihilated,
decimated.
They were being decimated.
How did they?
Many Christian kingdoms.
How did the Muslims stop it?
We allowed them to come. We always offered them shelter. When the Muslims took control of Jerusalem,
you Muslim?
I am Muslim by choice. I don't come from a religious family.
Clearly.
At all. But throughout history, when you look at, and again, this is not to pick on Christians, but if we're being fair to history, and this is a simple Google search, just even on ChatGPT, how are Jews treated under Christians? How are they treated under Muslims? It just pumps it all out, brother. And you can get the sources. They wrote in their own words. It's undeniable. Yet people like Charlie Kirk pushed this narrative that Muslims are the enemies of Jews and Israel, and that's why this is not true. As a matter of fact, it was usually your side that was wiping them out.
My
the
side?
Christian side. Yeah, this is a fact. Why? Let me ask you.
My side.
Let's do simple statistics here. But I want to tie this to Charlie.
I thought it was the Germans that were wiping them out.
Well, Germany's not a Christian nation.
Well, again, I mean, dude,
Europe is what?
Listen, you're saying
they were first Christian kingdoms.
You're just saying Christians,
but
not Americans.
Saying, but the majority. I didn't say Americans.
I know, but I'm getting clarity.
Yeah, I'm talking about
because a lot of people, dude, will think that Americans are against Muslims because of 9/11.
Well,
when in reality,
it didn't help.
I know it didn't help. That's the way everybody got worried if there was.
And I was there that day.
If there was a Middle Eastern on the plane, everybody was like, "Oh, there's Middle Eastern on the plane." Well, again, dude, personally, I wasn't one of them. I know a lot of Middle Eastern people. My first wife was from Egypt. I like the Arabic community.
I'm not Arab, by the way. I'm Caucasian European.
You're Albanian.
White boy.
I have Muslim friends. I have Jewish friends. I have Christian friends. I've got atheist friends. I've got freaking all kinds of friends because I don't care what you believe as long as you're a good dude. I don't care that you're a Muslim, even though I might argue the Muslim religion based on what I know, which is nothing. So I just give my opinion and, I'm open to changing it. I might end up a Muslim. I might end up Jewish. I might end up something I'm
atheist.
Not. But right now, my point is Charlie Kirk got assassinated because he had an opinion. And if you look at his opinion, it really wasn't that extreme. It may have been controversial, for sure. Everybody's is. Your opinion to him is controversial.
I saw myself in his shoes today. That's why tears came down my eyes. I think compassion comes when you put yourself in someone's shoes. I speak a very public opinion. I get death threats all the time, Brad. I don't know if I know you're my friend. I don't know if I get death threats all the time from all sides.
Well, unfortunately, the people that actually
and you know what's sad? My message wasn't even as maybe some would consider as extreme as Charlie Kirk. My message has been the same message.
Which is?
We don't need to fight each other. We don't need to kill each other. You cannot blame any religion for the actions of quote unquote followers, especially if you understand the doctrine of that religion. Okay? First and foremost, my family was taken out in 1998, Kosovo War, right? They were killed by Orthodox Christians. No, they weren't. You cannot be a Christian, and because I understand Christianity. I understand what the teachings of Jesus Christ were, and to have compassion, right? The 10 Commandments that all three religions are supposed to abide by, right? Because Moses came before Jesus and Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon them. I never once in my entire life blamed Christianity for what happened to my family. There's videos of Serbian Orthodox monks being blessed before battle. That doesn't mean that I'm going to blame the religion for it. Islam has never been given that ethics, has never been given a fair audience in this country. It's been an agenda that's pushed, I'm sorry, by people that have interest to push that agenda. Charlie Kirk was a part of that, brother. Why are people getting mad at me for showing him sympathy? Because leave Charlie Kirk and his opinions out of it. Today, the First Amendment was attacked. Doesn't matter, like you said, if it was a liberal, a Republican, black, white.
But it's not just today. Other people have been assassinated. Look at JFK.
Yeah, that's what happened today. But you don't think...
And by the way, JFK, now, years later, comes out, oh, it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald.
There's no way it was Lee Harvey.
Oh, they have evidence. The government has evidence that we were never told about. When he went to Parkland Hospital, they said they didn't announce he was dead, and he was dead on arrival. That's why when this happened, I said, oh my God.
No, he's done.
I mean, I saw it like, dude, news travels so fast now.
Finished.
Dude, that's why news stations are over. Like everybody knew on social media instantly. News is tomorrow's or yesterday's news.
Yeah. It's a review.
Social media is instant. So I saw it instantly, and I'm like, I showed my team, oh my God. And so they put up something that basically, in my fault, my direction, dude, I need to post something. Prayers to Charlie, RIP, bro. He's a goner. Watching that video, you cannot survive that.
You can't.
And if you could, it would be a miracle. There would have to be a response team instantly on site. Like, in other words, bang, boom, surgical,
and still not have
surgical
a chance.
tent right there, and still probably have a slight chance.
30% maybe.
There's
20%.
no way he could have survived that in my mind.
It's
so all I said was RIP, and I had 1,000 comments instantly. He's not dead. He's in the hospital under critical care. You're an idiot. Take it down.
Well, it aged well.
I know, but take it down. Take it down. So I didn't say anything because I didn't even know my team did it so fast. And then they took it down that fast. And now they're like, see, we should have just left it up. We were right. No, we shouldn't have.
No, because you want to have
because it's our responsibility, especially when we have influence, to freaking tell the truth and have some facts. It could be an opinion. It could have said, in my opinion, this is not survivable. And in my opinion, I want to take the time now to wish Charlie and his family in advance, rest in peace. And I still would have got hate. That's the whole thing, man. Hate. Dude, I think it's instigated. I think it's propagated.
You're going to tell me that wasn't a professional hit? Come on, bro. Think of it. That shot, one shot, bro. Boom. Perfect.
I know, but dude, it could have been someone 5 feet away. They
would have caught him 5 feet away. That was a sniper rifle. But I'm no expert. You've interviewed. To me, that looked like a long range hit, bro.
Well, again, I mean, at the end of the day, could have. But my point is Charlie's out on campuses debating over his beliefs.
I was making fun of him for that. I kept tagging him. Hey, Charlie, when are you going to debate me? You're debating kids all day. You're taking my faith and trying to spin it, Because what's been going on for the last, in my opinion, since the inception of that state of Israel, is to create this false narrative that Islam is the enemy of Judaism. And it couldn't be further from the truth. Did you ever hear of a man named Omar al-Khattab?
No.
Omar al-Khattab was the second in command after the Prophet Muhammad died, peace be upon him. Under his authority, they got Jerusalem. And when they found it, there was no Jews there. And he says, where are the Jews? They go, they were wiped out. They're gone. What do you mean they're gone? There needs to be Jews in Jerusalem. Look it up. I dare your staff, bro. Pull it up. I'm not pulling these things out of my ass.
Well, I'm going to eventually have it to where we can pull up and research right here.
What I'm saying is, You know what he does?
Until then, I'll just believe you.
Well, they can search. The viewer, the audience, go search the life.
So what happened? He said
says, there's no Jews here. Go bring 80 families. I want them resettled here.
Why?
Because there was no Jews there. And he said,
why did there need to be? Why did he believe?
Said they should be there too. They shouldn't be pushed out of here. Our religion never told us to fight and wipe out Jews and Christians. It's actually the opposite. They use the news, people like Charlie Kirk, the mainstream media, for years, especially since 9/11, have been using, they look at us as infidels. Do you know that is 1,000,000% inaccurate? Do you know that's actually a lie?
Who?
The media. They do it all the time, Brad. They'll put one sentence of the Quran and do not take Jews and Christians as friends. That verse is in the Quran. But in what context? They give you one sentence. The Quran says, don't take Christians and Jews as, not even the word friends, it says as allies, meaning putting your full-hearted trust in him. Do you know what had just happened to him at that time? He had made a military alliance with a Jewish tribe in Arabia. His own people are trying to wipe him out. So they make a military pact with this Jewish tribe. They're known as Khyber. Mid-battle, they betrayed him, tried to wipe out the only Muslims left. What's the punishment for treason in war?
Death.
Okay. They never give you the context. But the opposite, what does the book say? The Quran itself.
What?
They are classified, Jews and Christians are classified as the people of the book, not infidel. That word infidel was only used to describe the pagan Arabs. When the book says, because they use this one also, and I want people to do their research. That's why I'm saying these, because I want to explain to you how this ties to Charlie. One sentence create a massive amount of hatred. Some people feel he got karma for the amount of hatred that he spewed at that. I still don't think that's right at all.
Is that what people are saying?
Yeah, I'm being attacked. Imagine me now. This is a guy who took my religion and tried to shit all over it. Did you see my video?
No.
I felt I had to say something. I broke down, bro. I cried. How can you cry for him? He felt no sympathy for all the children dying in Gaza. I agree. He showed no sympathy, bro.
Again, I'm not a big Charlie Kirk follower.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is,
all I know is I had him on the podcast. I talked to him about a lot of things. I didn't, watch his entire career.
You had him on your show, right?
Yes.
No, that's crazy. You actually got to meet him. That's even crazier.
I didn't dig deep and because again, he sounds like a normal conservative.
Very intelligent, bro.
A normal conservative guy.
Amazing speaker.
That's done his research. And again, dude, listen, I mean, when you listen to doctors, they get you convinced that this is true. Then you realize these doctors say that that's not true. Then you realize that these doctors say both of them are full of shit. This is completely false. It's the same thing with religion, especially with religion. Dude, we've been killing over religion for all these years. Which religion says don't kill?
All of them.
Okay, then why don't we just follow that rule?
See, now you're talking like me, Brad. I make it even easier for Muslims and Christians. But to finish the point, they'll take one sentence, okay, and then create these echo chambers and just spew hatred. This is not done by accident, it's done by design. Our country's on the brink. We've been talking about this for years, me and you, on camera and off camera.
What was Charlie's opinion on guns?
He was pro Second Amendment, and so
okay. Now people are going to talk shit and say, "See, this is why."
As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, when I'm watching the video right before he gets hit, they were like, "What do you think of mass shooters?" And am I wrong? Or from my observance of that video,
I didn't watch it except for like 5 seconds.
They're literally asking him about mass shootings. I don't find that to be a coincidence either. If I had my guess, this was a deep state hit. 100%. Our country's on the brink, Brad. I've been saying this since we started talking on Clubhouse. They're galvanizing every side. The only way to take down this country, if you believe in a global agenda,
the inside.
I believe in a global agenda. I don't believe the people in power want a sovereign America. And I think Trump is showing his true colors now. I said it on your show too.
What's he doing now?
No one's come, nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
He's at dinner with Bill Gates and this one and that one.
That's called unity.
Okay, Bek. Unity.
Yeah.
Unity, these people want to create a surveillance state, a real surveillance state. I don't Palantir, bro. And then you bring in crypto. That's really what's going on. They're all in on it. And what's the most amazing part of left and right, of which I don't consider myself either, I look at each issue for what it is that they can always agree to keep pumping more and more war, though. They can't agree on anything else, left and right, but they can agree all the time.
Trump doesn't want war.
Another couple of trillion, another couple of trillion. Brother, if he didn't want war, we wouldn't be sending trillions of dollars
His
every
last
year.
term, dude, there was no war.
And what about this?
He's the only president in the history that had no war going on. He prevented war. Now, again, I'm no Trump expert either. I'm not a Charlie.
It depends what you consider war. I mean, another nation that we supply weapons to does an unauthorized strike. Our greatest ally. And again, I'm just pointing facts here. Qatar got hit yesterday. We didn't give them the green light. Now, if they don't want to...
we? Us? Americans?
America. And Trump saying himself, I didn't authorize it. Okay, cool. Then why are we sending them? If they don't want to listen to us, because it looks like we're the ones that take orders from them. And I think a lot of Americans feel like that. And a lot of people, even people that are hardcore right, where they lost respect for Charlie, in my opinion, was his undivided 100% support of what's going on in the Middle East, right? That's where me and him deferred. That's number one. Number two, we deferred of him painting bro, you understand how many posts he made in the last month alone?
No, I don't follow
Islam this,
his
Muslim
posts.
this, Islam that, Muslim that. That is gaslighting.
That's his opinion.
It's based on bullshit.
So what? That's
Now,
his
I
opinion.
show sympathy to him.
Why can't he have his opinion?
Cool, but base it on fact. Islam does not teach Muslims that Christians are their enemies.
I know, but dude, we've been gaslighted for years.
Okay, and they use the word infidel. In the context of the Holy Quran, the word infidel is not used a single time when describing Christianity.
Well, dude,
It's called the people of the book.
Listen, I'd have to get the book
People that
and
were...
an Arabic translator, because isn't it in Arabic?
Yeah, but you can read it in English. Jesus didn't speak English.
I know,
How are you reading your Bible?
I don't.
It's translated.
I know, because again, I think men got involved in this corruption in the book. Now, one thing I do like about the Muslim faith that I've learned is if you destroyed every Quran on the planet right now, it could be rewritten word for word.
Seconds. Brad, I'm white. I'm not Arab.
I'm just saying.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
It could be rewritten word for word because there's people that know it word for word.
Not a few.
If you deleted every Bible on the planet, it would be lost forever because nobody knows it that well. Now, I would think that's...
How did you learn that, though, by the way, Brad?
That's faith.
How did you learn that?
Let me make my point. That's faith. To know the book so well, word for word, because if you really, truly, really believed it all, why wouldn't you memorize every single word?
It's a little more than that, though, Brad.
I know, but all I'm saying is...
You know why it's not just... Because there's plenty of Christians that live by the Bible and go crazy with it. And
none of them can recite the Bible word for word.
Well, first of all...
I don't want to say none of them. Maybe they can, but there are factual Muslim scholars that can replace...
Without
memory.
Seeing it, without seeing it. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Yeah, so you've seen someone recant?
They're called Hafiz. This phenomenon has existed since the inception of Islam.
Why do you call it a phenomenon?
Because there's no other book on earth that can do it.
Well, no one took the time to do it. The Hafiz
here's the challenge.
Bible too.
Here's the challenge. Go, all of you. Grab your religious text. We'll give you 10 years. Go memorize it word for word. The problem is you can't even do that in English. And the English language is impossible.
Well, here's my question.
Right? And Jesus didn't speak English.
Here's my question.
He spoke what?
About Muhammad.
He spoke
peace
Aramaic.
Be upon him.
Peace be upon him. Every prophet, not just him.
Didn't he marry and have sex with a 9-year-old?
Debatable.
What do you mean debatable?
Let me put it into context. Can I put it into context?
Sure.
Okay, good. I'm going to answer your question, but you're not going to like the response.
Well, let's hear it.
Let's start. First and foremost, the pre-Islamic Arabs did not keep accurate records. They did not celebrate birthdays. Even if a hadith, which is a transmission of what someone heard someone say, kind of like the New Testament we have, Paul said this, John said that, Mark, right?
Yeah.
Even if it was true, she was 9 years old, let's say, because one hadith says that. Many scholars have debunked it from the Islamic perspective. She was engaged before.
Who cares?
Let me finish. What was considered a woman 100 years ago, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago?
Not a 9-year-old.
Wrong. Do you know what the age for consent was in Delaware? Let's start in America, 100 years ago. Take a guess. Before you want to go to 1,400 years ago, let's start right here in America. What was the age for consent?
Does that make it okay?
I'm not saying it's okay, but let me explain to you why it is what it is.
I know. So my question is, so you think...
When a woman...
You think it's okay
when a woman...
You think it was okay because back then they thought it was?
Listen to me. It's not just that they thought it was. It was what it was. When a woman could... Nature dictated. If a woman had her menstrual cycle... She's capable of having kids. That's when the courting process would begin. Now, people could get engaged in many societies, not just the pre-Arabic world. Even in Albania, people I knew got engaged before they were even born.
Okay.
Okay, it was a tribal thing. You have a son, we have a daughter. Our families do a pact.
Yeah, well, back in the day,
want me to answer the question
The
or no?
kings would have homosexual
Yeah.
affairs with boys too.
Yes.
Does that make it okay?
No. So let me answer your
why
question.
is one okay and one's not okay?
You guys would have the right to bring this up once you look in the mirror first. All we know from the Islamic perspective is that she was past what is considered biologically a woman for 1,400 years ago. If he was a pedophile, why was his first wife 20 years older than him? If he was into young ones, why didn't he just always get young ones? The most important wife that he ever had to him was Khadija. She was 20 years older than him.
Dude, but that's justification.
Let me finish, brother. You're not letting. This is not. This is not.
I'm the only guy on the planet I think that is as fair as it gets.
Okay,
and I'm
but
listening.
you need to let me put it into context.
Because you have to
let someone finish. Then
I heard you.
You didn't let me finish.
Dude, you're just fucking adding on over and over and over and over more shit. When does it end?
Finish.
Well, finish already.
Throughout the entire world, that age range was normal. Look it up if you don't believe me. So at that point, you guys got to all look in the mirror. Based on Catholic history, the Virgin Mary was 12 years old when she was impregnated by the father. Did you know that or no?
No.
So does that mean the father in heaven's a pedophile? I just want to know.
Well, again, if in my mind that's true,
it is,
because I'm not saying it's true about, about Muhammad, but all I'm saying is I hear things, and I'm one of the fairest guys on earth because I'll tell you right now, I don't know anything. So that's why I don't argue, and I certainly wouldn't kill, and I certainly wouldn't unfriend you because you happen to be a Muslim and I happen to believe in Yahshua. Now, I also argue with Christians, his name wasn't Jesus. And that's a fact.
I agree.
And they want to argue that. It's like, listen, I'm not going to defriend a Christian because he wants to say Jesus. I'm not going to defriend a Muslim because whatever they were taught and believe is different. It's like, this is my point, dude. People can have a difference of opinion and still not get violent
and kill each other
and still not freaking go crazy. And I don't care in the rest of the world. I care in the United States. In the United States,
we have rights,
which is where I'm from. That is my country. I do not believe anyone should have to fear violence because they have an opinion.
Expressing their opinion.
Yeah, or they even have one. And someone said the other day, and the guy that was sitting next to me, white dude, has a African-American wife. And we were talking about people's opinions. And I said, hey, and listen, like when white people are like, we're not allowed to use the N-word. Again, dude, I think you should be allowed to use the N-word. And you should also be able to take the consequences of it.
What comes after
knowing what they went through, you shouldn't want to, first of all. Second of all, should you be able to? Oh, yeah. And they should be able to
beat your ass.
Do whatever they need to do. But my point is like, understand the consequences. So again, if Charlie would have known, dude, I have a crystal ball. You're going to be on a campus in Utah and someone's going to shoot you in the neck and you will have no longer the ability to spend time with your family. Your parents are going to be sad. Your wife's going to be sad. Your kids are going to grow up without you. If you just simply stop voicing your opinion, you will live to the ripe old age of 90. And someone had a crystal ball. I'll bet you Charlie would have said, fair enough. Just like I would. I am not willing to die over it. The whole point is people want to teach a lesson. You freaking think this, bang. Dude, that is the problem.
But that's
we should have the ability to voice our opinion without fear of freaking violence. That's what makes America great. That's the founding fathers' wishes, that we have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. Again,
took a long time to get here, though.
Somebody killed Charlie. The gun didn't kill Charlie. Well, if there were no guns, they couldn't have done that.
Then look at Irina.
They could have freaking
look at Irina.
Him. They could have drove a car through his freaking tent.
Exactly.
Like, come on, guys. If somebody wants someone dead, they're going to get that person one way or the other. The question is why do they want him dead? Who's accountable? Is it Charlie for spewing hatred? He wasn't spewing hatred to a lot of people. He was spewing common sense. Now, again, when it comes to what's happening in the Middle East,
Very
I
complicated
admit
subject.
that I
agree.
don't know what's
Very
happening.
complicated.
You hear one thing, you can't necessarily believe it. You hear another thing, you don't know if it's true. So what do? I realize, dude, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. People listening to this podcast don't know shit. And quite frankly, you don't know shit. You weren't there. But we decide who we're going to believe based on the evidence that's presented and the investigation that we conduct, and then we form our own what? Opinion. Because nobody knows for a fact unless you were there and you witnessed it with your eyes, which, dude, you're not going to talk to anybody that was. So what do? You use your best judgment. Well, don't you think that's what other people are doing too? Don't you think Charlie probably got some information and you obviously got the opposite information, and that's why you have opposing views? You think it's all bullshit. That's not what's happening. Well, dude, why do you think that he thought it was happening? Because clearly he did the same thing you did. He found some information and he chose to believe it. And you found the opposite information and didn't choose to believe what he heard.
I agree. You're explaining that really well.
Yeah, so you guys are both doing the same thing.
And you're going to wipe him out for being on the opposite side. It's wrong.
It's wrong and it's stupid. And if you claim to have any kind of religion whatsoever, all of them
Unjustifiable.
think murder
You're going
is
to
wrong.
hell. You're going
So
to
at the
hell.
end of the day, everybody,
whether Christian, Jew, Muslim, Hindu, you're gonna pay a heavy price. You take life unjustly.
yeah, I've had people text me and be like, fuck these liberals. You need to fucking unfriend them all. You need to fucking.
You have to have compassion, even
it's
for
like,
people that don't agree with you. Bro.
I know,
you have
but
to have compassion.
We agree with that.
Because what you said is you don't know how they grew up or what they were taught. Most people don't wake up and say, "I want to be evil today."
No, but
you know what I'm saying?
But my point is I'm getting texts from certain people saying, basically, I'm done talking to liberals. Well, dude, this is what they want. This is what is happening. That's all I want to make people think that might be possible. There are powers that be that do not want us
to unite.
united. They do not want us to get along. So they stage things. They do things to cause this kind of diversity. Is it diversity?
Not diversity.
The opposition.
They want the differences between us to be the reasons we hate each other instead of...
What's that word I'm looking for? They want us divided.
Yeah, they want us...
Isn't it? They want diversity. They want the opposite. No, I don't even know, but diversity to me. They want us to be opposed. They want us
Divide
to
and
not,
conquer, brother.
They want us to not get along because if we're fighting each other, nobody's paying attention to what's
what
really
they're doing
going
to
on.
all of
If the
us.
truth came out,
I believe his death was a hit. Deep state, 100%. I think, my opinion,
it could be, but it also could be
to gaslight the entire right now. Okay,
and that's exactly what's going to happen.
And then with this thing that happened with Irina, okay, because that's also a right issue. You're seeing the hashtag.
What happened there? I know she got killed, but who killed her?
Some random black dude just stabbed her to death.
I know, but was he a Muslim? Was he Rastafarian? Was he?
I don't know
was he
details.
Christian?
He just he gets up, he opens the switchblade, and I saw the whole video.
Yeah, but who was he?
They haven't gotten into it. The bottom line is this.
Maybe that just happened.
He was arrested 14 times.
Well, again.
And released for it. So they should be more mad at that judge and that mayor than black people, right? So my point is
Are
this.
they mad at black people?
Yeah, but now you have White Lives Matter is the hashtag that's going viral. White lives. And everyone's posting white profile pictures.
I know, but here we go again.
What is it? That's what I'm saying, though. That's what you're saying. That's the agenda. I believe Charlie Kirk was taken out by the deep state.
What was wrong with all lives matter?
That's what I've said.
I know, but I remember saying that, thinking that was common sense. Like, of course, Black lives matter, and all lives matter. And then people would spew hatred because I said all lives matter, and they're like, "That mean Black lives don't matter?" I'm like, all lives includes Black lives, transgender lives, child lives, adult lives, elderly lives,
even
Muslim
pet lives. Man. Shit.
All lives matter, and I really do believe it, dude. I do not have a racist or I judge people on who they are. I don't care what you think. I've got freaking liberals working here.
Yeah, there's a lot of tatted tie-dye hair color. I see them, bro.
Yeah, I've got conservatives working here.
Yeah, you have everyone.
People think I'm way conservative, which again, in some case I am. Why?
Certain issues, yeah.
Well, because I think that's the most common sense ethical thing. But then again, I don't think you should be handed everything. I don't think the entitlement wave that has come over the
I don't
population, that's justified. Like, nobody owes you anything. Like, get up off your ass and go to work and earn shit. Well, that's, people should be, giving us things. Listen, I do believe in welfare too. I believe if someone needs help, especially, people that can't help themselves, elderly, handicapped, physically disabled, whoever can't help themselves, we as people, all people, should help them. They can't help themselves. We should protect the helpless. We should provide for the helpless. Don't you think?
It's commanded in my faith.
Yeah. So again, now sometimes far right conservatives say that now I'm going liberal. It's like, dude, wanting to help someone makes you liberal. Then I'm liberal
On that issue.
Well, dude, we should have welfare. But now when you go look deeper and you realize
people abuse
so what you should do is give somebody food stamps and then they go buy marijuana and then they do this and that because some people do. Now all people are. That's where
there is a lot of people that game the system.
That's where
they
we're going.
Game it, bro.
I know, but
they don't get married on purpose on paper. They're living together.
Where we go too far. You just said it earlier.
Yeah, we need to audit.
Just because
I'm not saying get rid of it, but there needs to be better constraints.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard a transgender, which would look like an old man in a dress with a fake pregnant belly, is the one that shot him. That's what I heard. And now I heard, and then you see him getting held down, and then you see pictures where he's at a pride parade, and he's obviously thinks he's female.
What a graphic video!
I know, but how do you know that's true?
What a graphic video, bro!
How do you know the transgender killed him? First of all, second of all, what if the guy was just mentally ill? Whether he was transgender or redneck or black, white, Chinese, what if he was just mentally ill? How come nobody considers like maybe the guy's mentally ill? Why would you kill anybody?
No.
Anybody that would kill anybody is fucking mental.
Yeah.
You don't kill people.
It's common sense, but
I know, but like I could sit in a room full of Muslims and get along and laugh and have fun, and they can say whatever they want about my religion. I'm not going to get offended. Why? Well, dude, obviously you have a different opinion. I have a different opinion of whether a 9-year-old is fair. No, I do not.
If that was her age.
If that was her age. But my point is if that was her age, I don't care that everyone said it was okay. If everyone said it's okay.
Not everyone said it.
If everyone said it was okay right now, hey, you know what?
Why do people,
women, listen to me.
Why do they have bar mitzvahs?
I know, but right now.
13 years old.
Listen to me.
It was to show the world you're ready of age of marriage. Just the way the world was.
Just because it's the way it was doesn't make it right. Let me just say this. If right now everybody decided, you know what? Men.
And again, there's no 100%. There's no 100% she was 9.
Let me just
want to clarify that for the record.
Well, again, let's say she was.
But Delaware, now where I have a problem, Delaware 100 years ago said 7 years old. That's fucking
I wouldn't
crazy.
agree with that either.
I wouldn't either.
Christian,
I'm just saying,
Muslim, I don't care who's saying it.
But here's my point. Do they even have a right to open their mouths?
Can I ask you this, though?
When throughout all of Europe, that's what they were doing. That's my point. So why do they only point to one? To villainize.
That's the diversification they're trying to.
That's to villainize.
That's right.
Demonize. When if they look in the mirror, all those kings and queens throughout Europe, or
it's gaslighting.
Forget that. Tommy Robinson in the UK. I actually agree with a lot of what.
I'm going to lower your mic so I can ask you this question first.
Let me finish this.
No.
It's important. You don't let me finish the point, man.
Here's my question.
It's connected to all of it.
Here's my question.
Okay, you're going to see the audience.
Let's say right now, the whole world got together, men mainly, and said, hey, you know what? We're the strongest. We're the best. We're the coolest. Mm-hmm. Women don't get to decide shit unless we say so. We're the strongest. Let's all decide that it's open game on women. We can rape them. We can do whatever.
That's how the world operated.
Listen, though, we can do whatever we want to them, and it's legal and it's ethical and it's great. And as long as they're not claimed, meaning if they have a wedding ring, you can't touch them. But if they're single, then you can do them. Well, dude, we would want to marry off our daughters when they were frickin' as soon as you could. Why? So they don't get murdered and killed and raped and deal with that. So like society.
What about
might,
if
listen
forcing?
to me? Society might have to adapt to adapt. But my point is if right now someone said, Brad, it is 100% legal to as long as they're female, to have sex with any age you want. You can kill them, you can rape them, you can enslave them, you can do anything you want to them. And it's okay. I wouldn't do it.
Do you know that that's kind of
I know, but I wouldn't do it. Would you?
No.
Okay, so neither would anybody that's a fucking good ethical person.
Cool.
So guess what? It doesn't matter that that's the way it was.
What was
if
lifespans back then?
If the person's
Brad,
a good ethical person,
what was the lifespan?
I don't care,
14
dude.
years old, 30 years old, 40
if
years
it's
old.
a good ethical person.
People got married
they wouldn't
once.
be banging
They were
a child.
biologically. They didn't go by fucking dates. Nobody was celebrating birthdays.
Why are you so eager to
Because
justify?
you're not letting me finish one fucking point, and the audience is going to prove it to you. You haven't let me. I don't know about anything you've asked me.
Well, there's your girl. Have I let him?
Be honest.
See,
You haven't let me finish a fucking point. A point. Let me finish the point.
Finish.
Because you're going on a fucking 2-minute
Okay,
rant.
raise your hand when you're done.
You're going on a 2-minute rant about a very controversial topic, and you're not letting me fucking talk. Let me answer the fucking question and then go at it again. Are you ready? Here we go. The majority of the world, Brad, take it however you want. Woman had her period, that's when they got married. Now, what am I trying to call out? I'm not getting into is it right or wrong. I'm getting into hypocrisy when someone like Charlie Kirk or another right-winger wants to demonize a world faith of 2 billion people, but not call out their own when they do the same fucking thing.
I agree with that.
Like an example, and Tommy Robinson in the UK, Muslims this and Muslims that, and they're raping women and this and that. First of all, in Islam, the punishment for raping a woman is you're supposed to be fucking massacred, bro. Killed. I would love to. I have told Tommy Robinson, brother, round up all these grooming gangs that you're calling Muslims. You cannot be a Muslim and be a rapist. You cannot be a rapist and be a Christian. You cannot be a rapist and be a Jew if you're following those religions. Forcing a woman against her will, right? You just mentioned. If you guys want to round up all these grooming gangs that have been convicted, I want to make sure that they're guilty, I would fly in personally and light the fucking fire that burns them alive, bro. My faith, that's how you deal with those type of people. Your faith too, if you go and do the homework on it. But here's what I want to say. Is it right when someone like, God rest his soul, now Charlie Kirk is saying Islam, Islam, Islam. Meanwhile, he doesn't open his mouth about the Catholic Church. 700,000 cases since the 1940s.
Has anyone asked him?
Tommy Robinson, does he talk about the Anglican bishop, the head of the entire Anglican church in the UK, just resigned for molesting boys, Brad Lea, under the age, not even.
Did anybody
So
ask?
if they're going to sit there, I don't know. Here's what I want to say.
Well, you don't even know.
Listen to me.
Why do you make
Because
make
I don't
the
see
claim
them.
that he
I don't
doesn't
see them going
say
crazy.
it?
I don't see them. Why weren't they
You just
burning?
made a statement that they don't say
Here's what
it.
I observed.
You've never even asked.
I don't see the UK burning to the ground when the Anglican church is 100 boys at least, minimum. They weren't going fucking crazy. So they're also,
but see, I don't
let
agree.
me finish.
I don't believe you though.
About this topic?
Yeah, I'll bet you anything they would go crazy over that too.
They didn't.
How do you know?
They want to round up Muslims. Now,
Maybe it wasn't.
do I
aired.
agree with the Brits? Which, by the way, we're going to start history from the last 50 years because to show the Brits sympathy when they're personally wiped out how many fucking people on earth? Colonization. India, millions. They fucking starved them to death, bro. Millions of people. This is documented. It's not all the King Leopold. 10 million Africans lost their lives. And he's not even. I didn't even learn about him. Did you even? I never heard of. Bro, straight A student in high school. Scholarship to college. I never heard the man's name. 10 million Africans. He would chop their arms and their legs. Pull it up on Google, all of you. And they want to talk about how Islam was spread by the sword. This is. I'm not here to preach my faith.
Who's they though?
These types of people, Charlie Kirk type people, spread by the sword. How?
Yeah, but am I a Charlie Kirk type
No, but
person?
we're talking about this subject.
I know, but I need
why.
clarity.
Here's the clarity.
Am I a Charlie Kirk
No,
type person?
you're not Charlie Kirk.
Who am I?
You're fair. You let people speak and you push back. I'm not upset.
You just said I didn't.
No, you weren't letting me talk though this time around. Let me finish.
I let people speak and I listen. Believe it or not.
So here's my thing, Brad. They are helping this apparatus of hatred, which is fueling this world into fucking chaos. That's what's happening. and is becoming radicalized everywhere. Christians are becoming radical now. Muslims are becoming radicalized. Atheists are becoming, everyone, black, white, we both agree on this. What we're both trying to do is explain why it's fucking stupid. We're falling for the trap. I do believe this was a deep state hit. I do believe the agendas that have been happening in the last 20, 30, 50, 60 years of our nation are to erode our civil liberties so they can bring in a crypto technocracy, which I've said on your show many times, where you won't even be able to buy a certain amount of meat over what you are allowed by the apparatus. If we allow things like Palantir to come into existence, we're done. And the only way they can institute these types of policies is through chaos, where then the people beg, well, we can't keep living. It's just too crazy. Like, we need to, so that, I believe, is what's going on. That's the agenda. This is bigger than Christian versus Muslim.
So then what's
Jew
the
versus
answer?
The answer is people like you, people like me that have influence, instead of what Charlie did, in my opinion.
Then you get killed.
That's why freedom is so precious, brother.
Yeah,
and
but then you
don't
get
have
killed.
it. And you know
Beck,
what?
If you started getting so much attention that the whole world started
I already
listening,
am.
I know, but
I'm willing to lose my life. I've had these talks with my wife, my kids. I might lose my life for my belief. But the sad thing is my belief is not going like this to people, though. It's, hey, I understand we're different. That's literally my message. If you go and play all these fucking podcasts, every single one of them I've been on, yet imagine even I get death threats, bro. I get death threats from Christians. I get death threats from Muslims that say you're being too soft or too this or that. They're blowing us up. Why? Yeah, even on my post for Charlie Kirk right now,
dude, 9 times
they're attacking me because I teared up. Because bro, how can you not see that video? And fucking, how can you see Charlie Kirk being executed?
9 times out of 10, the ones that are threatening verbally and publicly are not going to do shit.
Yes, but it's
the real ones, they don't talk about it, dude.
Yeah, they do what they did to Charlie.
They show up and they do something without saying a word. So usually death threats are just flapping.
Yeah, I know.
It's the ones that aren't threatening you that you have to worry about. And quite frankly, again, I've heard Charlie Kirk, obviously. I know his opinion. He doesn't believe in abortion. He believes the second you get pregnant, you should have
I believe under rape and incest, you have the right, but not 6 months in, bro.
Well, again, I mean, dude, no one's ever asked me my position on that.
What is your position?
My personal opinion.
In my faith, we believe the soul does not enter the womb until the 40th night. Doesn't mean abortion's allowed, but if a woman is forced, raped, she has rights.
My personal opinion is irrelevant. It's not going to change anything. But my personal opinion, okay? Listen, if a guy was the one that reproduced and all of a sudden you had to birth a child and you could die, well, then it's your choice.
Of course.
I think if you were...
Life of the mother.
I think if you were raped and in a certain amount of time where, yes, it may end up a life, but it isn't one. Right now, when a sperm cell enters your egg, that's not a life. That's going to be one. Just like if I put a piece of seed in the ground, it's not a pumpkin. It's going to become a pumpkin patch, and then they will produce pumpkins. So like, I understand that it is technically life. Yes, I do understand that. But at the moment of conception and for a short period of time, I think the woman should have the choice because it's her body. Just like if I get cancer, you and the world can't say, well, that's what God wanted. You got to remain cancerous. Fuck you. It's my body. So I believe that a woman should have a choice.
Yeah, but not 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and that's fucking crazy. So
for a
what
certain window, for a certain window, and then if she doesn't make the choice, then she probably should have the child.
Is it hard
and
to
give it up for people that can have a child? But again, I mean, there's all kinds of issues that need addressed. How come a man can say, I don't want any responsibility, but if the woman decides to have it, he's forced responsibility? How come people that rape don't get their dick cut off?
They should be executed, in my opinion.
As long as they're proven guilty, because there's a lot of Me Too bullshit.
Yeah,
that's just
I agree.
Women. And by the way, I also think if a woman makes an accusation to be found untrue, she should get the same punishment the man would have got if he was found guilty.
Yeah. I
mean, at the end of the day, it's like, let's just be fair and common sense, people. But more importantly, let's stop resorting to violence. Let's stop resorting to violence. Guys, there isn't a religion in the world. Well, there may be, because I don't know them all, but there's not a main religion. Main religions, none of them want you to kill people. None of them think it's okay.
None of the founders.
So quit basing it on your faith. Okay. Muslims have killed for their faith. Christians have killed, I think, quite a bit more than most of them.
Brother, more than anybody.
Well, that's because they're the majority, aren't they?
Well, we're catching up now.
But the point is,
stop dropping bombs on us.
The point is
no pun intended.
I don't think anybody, if they were really the faith-based they claim to be,
there would be no violence.
Would go to a war. Like, I understand, negotiate war, segregate if you have to. You go over there, you go over there. You can't get along? Yeah. Go over there, you go over there. You know what? Islam, or not Islam, Israel, you know, hey, give them right there. Whoever they're wanting out, get out. Just give them there. Well, no, we want there. Well, no, that's ours. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, a mediator needs to come in and say, okay, we're going to split it right down the middle.
Well, they could have did that. The United Nations didn't do that. The United Nations allowed 700,000 of them to be massacred.
That's because I don't believe the powers that be want
They don't resolution, no.
War is money.
The UN's a joke.
War is business. They go over there, they allow a war. Sometimes
they keep a problem.
Sometimes we arrange a war. We destabilize an entire region so we can put in,
like Iraq,
a government. So then the government goes our way. And then when we leave the place, we know that they're going to become unstable and go to war. And guess what? We get the contracts to rebuild.
Can I ask you a question?
We sell them the weapons we know they're going to use.
Can I ask you a question?
Guys, it's a corrupt system.
Can I ask you a question?
I just don't think we can do anything about it. Why? Because unless we unite, Bek, there is no way to fix it, because the ones that are united are secret, hidden, and in control. If you can't see them, how do you stop them? If you don't know they're doing it, how do you stop them? If everyone's not aware, how does it end? It doesn't.
And they know that.
We're sitting ducks.
And they know that.
We're sitting ducks. So that's why I always, at the end of the day, go, you know what? I'm going to go home, love my kids. I'm going to build a company. I'm going to focus on what I can control, because I can't control this shit. And if you're willing to die for what you believe, I would say, well, again, I'm willing to die for what I believe, but I'm not willing to die just so everyone knows what I believe. Like, it doesn't fucking matter what I believe.
So
it doesn't matter what you believe.
Let me ask you a question. If communism was going to come and take over this, you're stripped of all your shit. State's going to come and take over this studio. Are you prepared to die to protect what's yours?
100%.
Okay, so when you're going to be forced. So the first step to preventing that, Brad, is people like me and you and Charlie Kirk, that if we see some perceived threat, we push out against. Otherwise, when talking stops, bullets fly. And unfortunately,
but we do.
So what I'm saying is,
we're on a public podcast.
But that's why people need to talk, because if we don't talk, Brad, the next step is bullets.
Well, then, so be it.
Thy kingdom come.
I mean, just, you know,
Thy will be done.
Hey, listen, if the world just went to anarchy and that's the way the world was, guess what I would do? Adapt. And if the world became lawless, I'd start fucking being a criminal mastermind.
Lord of the Flies type shit.
No, I mean, I'm going to adapt.
You're going to be like Lord of the Flies.
If right now there's civility, I'm going to be civil.
Oh, you'd be like Animal Farm.
If it boils down to where there's no law, nobody has to worry about me, even though there is no law, because guess what? I'd follow it anyway. I'm a good person.
Would you agree that there's not?
But when you break into my home and try to hurt mine, I'll kill you. You try to freaking do shit to the shit I'm trying to protect and believe in, I'll kill you. And I won't feel guilty and I won't feel remorse. So at the end of the day, it depends on what you're trying to say. At the end of the day, I'm a kind, generous individual. And I believe everyone has their own right to live and do what they want to do as long as they don't harm others. And if you're a Muslim, God be upon you. Bless you. What do you say?
Peace be upon you.
Peace be upon you.
Jesus said the same.
If you're a Jewish, dude,
Shalom.
Good
Shalom.
for you. And by the way, you know,
I love pastrami.
Listen, Yahshua was Jewish. Can't be all that bad. But at the end of the day, you know, there's people out there, Grant's a Scientologist. Well, what does that mean? Well, dude, go look what it means. I don't know what it means. I'm not an expert. Well, Muslims are wrong. How do you know they're wrong? You weren't there. Well, look at this and look at this. And you hear these Christian guys will ask them about this. Well, that does make sense. But dude, if you listen to flat earthers, that shit makes sense too.
It does sometimes, I swear to God.
Okay,
Some of the arguments
So
do.
now do you believe we live on a fucking flat earth? And when I say, well, why would anyone care if they thought so? They have a pretty good answer. What? Because if they knew we were under a fucking dome and the Bible describes it and it is true, then you would believe in God, and they don't want you to believe in God. And then I'm like, well, who doesn't? People that believe in the other guy. Well, are they in control? You mean Satanists rule the world? Well, dude, according to the scripture, it is Satan's domain. So again, like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I don't know. That's why, dude, I'm just going to try to help people improve their life. I'm going to be a kind individual until the day I die. And when I do, I don't care anymore because I did my best, and that's all we can do. And I don't think Charlie was out to harm people. I think he was out to freaking give his opinion. And if his opinion wasn't what you believe, I don't think he should be killed. I don't think you should be killed.
I agree.
I don't think anyone should be killed for their opinion. It's just their opinion. And if you have an opinion, you did the same thing they did. It was just the opposite belief.
And that is also, by the way.
If we put 10 religions in a room.
But that is a core tenement of our faith, by the way. Chapter 2 of the Holy Quran says there is no compulsion in religion.
Dude, you realize if we put 10 devout religions.
You can't force people to believe. You can't force your will onto other people. You just can't.
And you shouldn't. Okay. But my point is if you put 10 religions in a room.
They all teach
devout
to be good.
As hell. Like, man, they believe more than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Which I've never found one of those, by the way, because if you really believed, go back and start reading this stuff. You'd have to walk around in a robe praying all day. You wouldn't even talk to people.
You have to be a Muslim.
You'd have to be something. But my point is, even if you get the devout in a room, they all agree on everything except one, meaning 9 of the religions will agree that this one's wrong. 9 of them will agree that this one's wrong. They all agree on 99% of everything except
it's that 1% that makes them want to kill each other, which is crazy.
So again, guys, can we get a pass? Can we just?
I mean, think about it.
Can we just stop killing? Can we just get along? Can we just?
I mean, think about it. Even Catholic and Protestant, for years they went back and forth in Europe. Estimated 4 million people died because of that. They both believe in Jesus. What are you doing? Sunni and Shia Muslims, 2 different sects. Millions died. Iran versus Iraq.
When you say Muslim, you have a strong S. Is it Muslim or Muslim?
No, it's Muslim.
So it's not Muslim. So
Muslim too. You can say Muslim too. It's more of English.
Well, is it Muslim or is it Muslim?
We say Muslim. In any event, what happened today?
How come sometimes you see the Muslim that become Christian?
How come? Because that person decided, I guess this faith doesn't make sense to me, so I'm going to go that way. You see the same with Christianity. I mean,
you see the same with Christianity. You see
a lot of them come our way.
I damn near wanted to become Jewish because they stick together so well.
I'll be honest with you. I mean, you got to give them that, bro. I don't care what anyone says. Like, hate them all you want. They know how to stick. They have a killer bee mentality. That's what it is. Like,
yeah. Well, again, I like that concept.
I admire that.
That's called unity.
Yeah, they're no joke. And,
yeah. Well, again, I wasn't serious when I said I was thinking about being Jewish, but again, I like the fact that they're like, just like Mormonism. There's people that be like, Mormons, no way. Dude, when it comes to an example.
All of them I met, they're very polite.
That's what I'm saying.
Very respectful.
When it comes to being an example, I've never met a Mormon that isn't out there practicing what they believe.
And they'll be going into the hood in New York City, man.
Dude, listen.
No, like I'm saying, like
but that's why,
you'll
like
see the
Mormons,
2 boys from Utah.
Mormons
with the bow tie thing or whatever, with the white shirt, and they walk into the most dangerous neighborhoods in New York City, man. They knock on doors.
Lead by example. So
you got to have big,
but just because they believe doesn't make them right. And it's like, just because I don't believe that they're right doesn't make them wrong. Like, we all might find out one day that there was truth in all of them. but corruption in all of them too.
But
Why?
that's
Because the truth, my friend, is in all of them, but none of them was the whole truth. Not Muslim, not Christianity, not Judaism, none of them. Okay? None of them were right. And then we all look around and feel like a bunch of fucking assholes. Because you know what I believe? I believe we are all connected. We are all energy. We are all frequency. And we are all technically together. Like, again, dude, it looks like there's space between us. If you look from a cellular level, dude, there's nothing separating us. It goes from you to air, to you, to that, to her. There's no space in between us. We think there's space. We feel like there's space. But in reality, if we went into the matrix and you saw what we really are, I'm energy, it's energy, that's energy, this is energy, everything's energy. It's just all energy. And your frequency is where you're operating. And you have the choice to operate in heavenly energy, or you have the choice to operate in earthly energy. Well, I say heavenly and earthly. Earthly's depression, fear, anxiety, greed, envy, depression, confusion. It's the bad shit.
The Muslims call it the dunya, which means the lowest place.
The dunya. That's the earth,
lowest.
That's the earthly energy. And then the heavenly energy is what you might imagine,
Positive.
And again,
pure,
that's another thing. Why do Muslims believe you're going to get 40 virgins when you die?
That's find me that.
That's a little pervy though, ain't it?
Find that in the Quran and I'll become Christian tomorrow.
It doesn't say that?
It's not in the Quran. You know what the Quran says? You're talking about like we can all get along?
What?
Very simple chapter. It's called the non-believers, meaning those that don't believe in our faith. Oh, you who don't believe what we believe. I will never
kill them all.
No, I will never worship what you worship. You will never worship what I worship. You go your way, and we'll go our way.
I heard there are quotes in the Quran that says to kill anyone who doesn't believe what we believe.
Not true.
Again, I don't know. That
Not true.
I ain't saying it is. I'm just saying
quoted this earlier, but you didn't let me finish.
I've heard that. I've also heard that in the Bible, there's omissions and contradictions. I've heard that.
Well, I can give you one if you want.
Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 33. Moses asked God before the burning bush. He asked God why he couldn't see God. He said, for no one can see the face of God and live. So did the God of the Old Testament forget that and come down as a man so that we could see him physically? Because either that verse is wrong because it directly contradicts based on Christian doctrine.
That's not true.
How's that not true?
There's a lot of people that do not believe Jesus was God.
Yeah, they're called Muslims.
No.
And they were called the Ebionites, but
they're called Christians.
They were massacred.
They're called Christians.
By the Paulinian Christians.
There's many Christians who really
So then they believe what? He was a prophet?
No, he was the chosen son.
So he's the son of God. But he's not God.
He's the chosen son of God, yeah.
But is he God?
No.
So he's just the son of God.
He's the son. If he was God, why did he look up and ask himself why he did that? Like if he was...
You're a step closer.
Well, again, I mean, dude...
that makes more sense to me than it's God.
Dude, listen.
But I think I respect people's opinion to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah, I think God's in all of us, don't you? Whether it's Allah, and by the way, what's Allah mean?
It's the same word.
That's like when the other day someone said something and I said
Elohim.
This guy that
same word.
This guy that converted from Muslim to Christianity, he was telling me, and I said, "Oh, alhamdulillah," and he started laughing. And he goes, "You can't say that." I said,
"Praise be to God."
Yeah, I said, "What does it mean?" He goes, "Praise be to God." And I said, "Why can't you say that as a Christian? It's the same thing."
Christian Arabs say it.
Yeah,
it's not a name. That's another misconception. It's not a name.
You always keep talking, and then I lose my point.
Oh,
is that on purpose?
Oh no.
Where was I going?
I don't know where you were going.
I was going with that there's a lot of Christians that do not believe Jesus is God. Now there's a bunch that do, but to me, I have the question. If Jesus, first of all, his name wasn't Jesus. Everybody knows I know that.
I think Muslims can agree too.
Yeah. So
now we say it because that's what people understand his name to be.
I know, but listen, if someone told me your name was Turd Lover, I'm not going to call you Turd because if I know your name's Bek, and by the way, your name's not even Bek, it's actually some other name. Well, how well do I know you if I don't know your real name?
Yeah.
I just claim to know you. I don't know him that well because I'd know his real name and I'd know your middle name and I'd know your mother's name and I'd know you more. So again, people preaching that they know Jesus so well, and they don't even know that's not his name. But with that being said, again, I'm not mad at him. I don't, good for you. But to me, there are Christians that fully will acknowledge Jesus is the Son, the chosen one of the Creator. The Creator was named Yahweh or Yahuwah, and the Son was Yahshua, and they are not the same. They might be one, but they're not the same. I say, well, if they were the same, why would he look up and say, "Why have you forsaken me"? Why?
Do you know what the word forsake means?
I know, but it doesn't matter.
It means
Why
to
is
abandon.
he talking to himself? He wouldn't be talking to himself. There was a separation.
Oh, Brad Lea, I'm going to tell you right now, don't study Islam, bro.
Why? Because I'll turn Islamic?
Yeah.
I'll be a Muslim?
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Will I have to say
what
Muslim?
does that mean? And what does that mean? One who submits to the Creator. That's what the word means. One.
Well, then I'm already a Muslim because I submit to the Creator. But then again, I don't read Arabic. So if you're saying, well, there's an English Quran, dude, I started reading it with my Muslim buddy, and a lot of what I heard, I didn't disagree with. And believe it or not, very similar to the Bible. Mm-hmm. But the part that I don't agree with is that Yahshua is and was the Son of God. They think Muhammad was the guy.
No, he wasn't the Son of God.
No, they agree that Jesus was a good prophet. They
believe he's one of the most important prophets.
Yahshua, yeah. They believe Yahshua is a prophet.
He does come towards the end of time.
That's correct.
They do believe in an antichrist.
Right. So,
all these things are the same. So you know what
I don't believe is they don't believe that he was the Son of the Creator, the Son of God. From what I understand. Maybe they do. Do they? Do they believe that Jesus is the only way to the Creator?
That I will say, as a Muslim, when Jesus said, "The only way to the Father is through me," I, as a Muslim, accept that 100%. But let me put it into context. During the time of Noah of the ark, if you didn't get on that boat, you were done, my friend. Whoever perished in the great flood of Noah went to hell. The only way to the Father at the time of Noah of the ark was to be one of his followers. At the time of Abraham, the only way to the Father was through Abraham, to God. So as a Muslim, 100% we believe he said that, but not that he's saying, "I am God." At his time, the only way back, Jesus Christ was sent, from the Muslim perspective, to put the lost sheep of Israel, as he said in his own words in the Bible, back on the path of God. They killed his cousin, John the Baptist. They chopped his head off. And then you guys believe he was crucified. We believe he was never crucified.
What happened to him?
We believe that God, for their treachery, that's where they lost their connection to the Creator. So the Israelites are a chosen people, not chosen above humanity. They were chosen to receive revelation. And when they killed John the Baptist, peace and blessings be upon him, that's how a Muslim is supposed to say his name. And they tried to do the same to Jesus. God cut them off from revelation. And the last transmission, which we believe the Quran is the final testament, was put to the house of Abraham through Ishmael, the Arab side. Remember, they have the same father.
Well, why is that the last transmission? Because Mormons think the last one was through Joseph
even
Smith.
Jesus said it in his own words in John 15 and John 16. If I had not done the works that no other man had seen, there'd be no sin upon them. But they have seen and they still don't believe. Meaning I did all these miracles and they still didn't accept me. Just like Pharaoh, when he saw the plagues. Imagine how arrogant Pharaoh was to literally have seen the miracles of God and not accept the message from Moses.
So why do you think God doesn't just show us so we can have the same benefit as all them
Because if
bastards?
we all saw him, bro, if we actually saw God, you're not going to be who Brad Lea really is.
I don't care.
You're going to be clever. The whole point here is to elevate the soul. That we have this concept. I could throw this. You probably beat the shit out of me. You're in better shape than me. I could throw this at you. You probably get up.
Then why did the Pharaoh get to see? And why did all the people that got to meet Jesus get to see?
And that's why they go.
Some got to see and some didn't?
We believe that God judges based on what you were exposed to. So if you never received revelation, you didn't have knowledge, God's not going to just throw you into a fire. Because he knows if you got the message or didn't get the message.
This turned out to be Bible study when we were trying to make it about Charlie Kirk and the tragedy.
Which my prayers and condolences go to his family. But I can't believe the amount of backlash. I'm scared to even look at my phone right now. Yeah. I haven't even looked. Let's just for posting a video of sympathy, right?
Let's look.
how could you, post about him and how could you tear up? This video was posted. It's now at 62,000 views, Brad. Okay? On Instagram, 62,000 views in 2 hours, bro. And what are the comments saying? And all I said in the video was, today the First Amendment was attacked, whether you agreed with what Charlie Kirk stood for or didn't stand for.
The person detained after the Charlie Kirk shooting is not the shooter, and the assailant.
No, they're going to slip in a Muslim now. They need to put a Muslim there. They need to justify what's going on in the Middle East. If I had to guess, they're going to say it was a Muslim, bro. That's what I think they're going to do. You cannot take innocent life, let alone just for voicing opinion.
See, look, there's a picture of Charlie and his beautiful family.
Bro. And to not even have compassion for your enemy you can't be a person of God. Even the Prophet Muhammad.
Brittany Aldean, Jason Aldean.
Prayed for his enemies because if there is a hell, brother, like that picture.
Governor on Charlie Kirk, I want to be very clear. This is a political assassination.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to remind you, we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah, public hanging.
Deep state, Brad Lea. Deep state actors, in my opinion. Think about Trump's failed assassination attempt. We haven't heard a fucking thing about that kid. Right away, we knew everything about the trans shooter 2 weeks ago. The guy that almost took out Trump when he went like this. Look, Trump was like this, look. It was a miracle. He has time to post for the picture. I'm taking back my opinion. I think that was 100% staged. Now, that's my official synopsis looking backwards now. He's like this, look. Miracle hand of God, bro. Come on, bro.
I wonder what Trump's going to do.
What's he going to do? He's going to deploy the National Guard in every major city in the U.S. under the guise of security. Even though I admit most of these cities, my friend, have turned into war zones. New York City became a shit show. You came and visited me when everything was still kind of closed down, okay? And you saw the energy there. Man, we had a good dinner that night, huh? Ben and Jack's.
Donald Trump just ordered all U.S. flags lowered to half-mast in honor of Charlie Kirk. Everybody's posting.
Damn, you know what's crazy, Brad? That you
Charlie
actually
Kirk.
met him, man. Like, you actually met Charlie Kirk, bro. So what was that like? I mean, what do you remember about him?
Is this you? Is this your miraculous post?
After he was assassinated.
This one you're talking about?
Yeah.
You don't even look like you.
But I had just woke up. I took a nap. I was jet lagged. I didn't even do my hair, dude. The little hair that I have left.
Barack Obama says, what's he say? We don't know what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk.
Why does it matter?
This kind of despicable violence has no place. Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie tonight. See, again, like, dude, this is not a partisan thing. This has nothing to do with Democrat,
It's
Republican.
just wrong, man. Yeah, it's just wrong.
This is just a bad thing. It's unbelievable. I had Charlie coming back on the podcast.
31
They were talking to me about coming and speaking at Turning Point. And I'm like, oh, what would I speak on? I don't get real political. And they're like, no, dude, teach people,
Could you imagine if you went to
entrepreneurship.
Turning Point and they would have shot?
Well, again, I mean, Turning Point's about, technically.
Dave Smith cooked him, though, bro. I'm sorry. Dave Smith cooked.
Who's Dave Smith?
The comedian.
How'd he cook him?
They were talking about Israel. He's a Jew. He rocked them, bro.
What about what?
About how it's wrong what we're doing over there. It's just wrong.
Apparently, Director of FBI, Kash Patel, said we do have Charlie's killer in custody.
Yeah, sure. Sure, his name's going to be Mamu Mamu.
Tom Cruise supposedly has been permanently banned from ever buying a Bugatti.
That's another science
like he
guy.
gives a fuck.
He's another science one.
I wish he'd add me to the list. Add me to the list, Bugatti. See if anyone gives a flying fuck. Dude, it's just crazy. And what's weird, dude, is I don't believe that any people out there are behind it. Like, in other words, I'll bet you if we got thousands of people in the room, left, right, black, white, everybody, put them in a room. Does anyone think this is a good thing? No one's going to say yes. But yet they'll get us thinking that everybody's happy about it.
Or the
Do you hear these liberals being happy? It's like, well, where is everybody being happy? You will look at the guy on social media. Dude, that's one comment out of thousands, number two. Well, there's 10. Yeah, there's always dipshits, but why are you saying that all liberals are happy? Dude,
you better be careful when you go like this with your hand on camera.
Obama's a liberal. He ain't happy. He just said he's not happy. Well, yeah, he secretly is. No, dude, that's what they're trying to cause. Like, fuck, dude. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. Now, again, on the same token, here's another sad truth. In a month, we won't even be talking about it anymore.
No.
Charlie came and went. Bye-bye, Charlie.
Finished.
Me and you are going to come and go. Bye-bye, Brad. Bye-bye, Bek.
Empires come and go too, bro.
Nobody gives a shit, guys. That's the whole point. Like, just enjoy life. Get along. Spend time with the loved ones. It's a short time, and you better hope that there is no God if you're acting like a piece of shit. Because if you think that this life was long, eternity, from what I hear, is fucking forever. Imagine. Someone asked me the other day, Brad, what do you claim to believe? I said, listen, you want the truth? He's like, yeah. The truth is, I don't know. But I'm not an idiot. And I know
there's something.
Well, there's got to be. It's like too coincidental. But I don't know, and I don't think anybody else does either. They claim to, and they're convicted, but they don't know. I don't think anyone does. I think we don't know. And I certainly don't know. And I can tell you this. I'm not afraid to say I don't know, because if there is a God, he created me. He's the one that knew already that I wouldn't know. And again, if it's a puzzle and he wants me to choose him. Well, that's why I choose him. Why? Because if there isn't one and I chose him,
you don't lose.
Nothing. But if there is one and I don't choose him, I'm fucked. So just being a logical, intelligent individual, which he made, I think the best bet, the safest bet, is to understand that there is one. And he wants you to choose him for some reason. Now, again, people are like, why does he care? Is he some sort of freaking conceited God? Dude, I don't know, and I don't care. I know that we were not here through evolution. I do not believe that. I'm logical. It's impossible for that kind of freaking miraculous shit to take place. But maybe there isn't one. I'm honest to open and say that. And I always pray, hey, dude, show me. Well, I've had things where it probably was him showing me.
He put me here today.
He saved my daughter from drowning. My daughter drowned.
When, bro?
She was under the water for 2 minutes and 30 seconds when she was 2, about a year and a half ago.
Well, why don't you tell me, man?
It was on. So I posted it, but I posted a video where after she technically should have drowned. She didn't drown. She was fine, but she was underwater according to our Ring cameras that recorded every bit of it for 2 minutes and 38 seconds.
Damn, bro.
She's got baby lungs. She was 2 years old.
Yeah, dead, bro.
She should have been, but she didn't.
I have family that wasn't as lucky, and they did die.
I know friends that weren't as lucky, and it was sad. And bottom line is,
wasn't her time.
We jumped in. My wife jumped in, scooped her out, said that she was blue and her mouth was open and she was at the bottom of the pool looking up, and my wife freaked out, obviously. Jumped in, picked her up, jumped out of the pool to obviously try to resuscitate her, get her some help. Before she even got out of the pool, she started crying. My wife didn't resuscitate her. Nobody resuscitated her. She just started crying.
That's crazy, bro.
Color came back, called the ambulance. They rushed out. It was a big deal. Child services showed up. They had to monitor her because you can dry drown. Even though you're fine, you could drown like just because a little bit of water got in your lungs. She was fine. Everything's fine.
That's crazy.
It's also crazy. I was in a plane. I got a FaceTime come through from my little girl. Dude, I didn't have my cell on. It was the weirdest thing. Anyway, long story short, for the next couple of weeks, she just kept saying, Yahshua, Yahshua. My wife's like, what are you saying? Yahshua. What's that? My friend. I saw him. Now she's 2, so she kind of saying it, but you can totally hear it. I'll play it for you.
That's crazy.
I'll play it for you. I'm asking for a sign. My daughter should have drowned, and now she's saying Yeshua, my friend. Yeshua, my friend. If he's going to give me that sign, and thank you for doing that, why wouldn't he just say, like, why they got to be so cryptic? Can I just get a freaking direct sign? Now, again, I don't need one. Why? That's like the guy, I showed miracles. They still don't believe.
Yeah.
Listen,
Let me ask
I believe before the sign.
Let me ask you a
I
question.
believe by myself. I have faith. I believe. Why? Because I know that it is true. Now, I don't know if the truth be told. I don't think anyone does. But I choose to believe. I have faith.
Let me ask you
and
a question.
that is all I'm saying. So again, everybody else can blow me.
Let me ask you a question.
If you don't agree with me,
do you know why?
Do you? I'll do me. Listen, I don't know. But I guess I know for a fact that we did not evolve out of a primordial ooze.
Let me ask you a question.
And if we did, what a fucking coincidence. And even scientists agree it is virtually impossible for all of this to come out of absolutely nothing.
It's crazy. You got to be.
Someone the other day was telling me, well, how do you know there was nothing? What if there's always been something?
Well, that's God. That's what you call
what they're called as a eternal. There's a certain group of people that believe that there is no God, and there's always been something. We made up that there was nothing at some point. They're called eternal
evolutionists.
Something
sounds good,
but they say, like, dude, we've been cooking and baking and.
Do you know why he doesn't just make it easy for us? And we say
because he wants us to choose them voluntarily. He gave us free will, and he wants to keep it that way.
I know everyone.
He wants to know that you actually chose him.
Exactly. Everyone choosing him. When the boss walks in to a company, I've worked for companies, but I swear to God, I would fucking do everything in my power not to work when the boss wasn't around. I'm not going to lie. That's the corporate world for you, because you're just a number and they don't give a shit. I'm not saying every company, but these mega Goliath companies, brother, your employees, man, they should kiss the feet you walk on. No offense, guys. I mean, this place is awesome, bro. Like, I would have wished.
Yeah, but they make it awesome.
No, I'm not taking their part. I'm just saying, like, the environment you provide, the office is beautiful. You're cool as hell. They can smoke a cigarette on the balcony. You're not an asshole, bro. Man, I'm not just saying it because you're
I was actually going to tell Ash, like, what are you doing out there smoking on the balcony? You actually can't smoke on the balcony.
VIPs can. But so getting back to the point. So just like in most situations, I'm not saying your office, but in other scenarios, like where I worked, as soon as I saw the manager coming, it was, right?
Pretend. That's unethical.
It is. But that's the same thing. That's why because if we all saw this higher power and we knew that hell was real and judgment was real, even that guy that just stabbed or whoever just shot Charlie Kirk, you understand? If they knew for certain there's an eternal chastisement, I'm like, this fire here, but a million times worse than you can ever imagine, and you never get out of it, my friend, we'd all be like this. That's why he doesn't show us himself.
What do you got to say to the listeners? Get
the bottom line is this.
One message.
The whole essence of this entire episode, in my opinion, is regardless of what people say, regardless of what they believe, I think you worded it very well in many throughout the whole episode. You can't write off an entire group of people, based on what you see on TikTok or a podcast or an interview or even a history book or a lesson. Everyone has bias. Biases exist everywhere. And to wipe each other out for ideology is fucking foolish and it's stupid. It's extremism at its worst. No matter where you are on this side of the debate, doesn't matter. Well, all that does matter is free speech. But clearly today, Charlie Kirk proved that free speech, it ain't free, bro. It's not free. I'm not saying it's a smile. It came at the cost of his life. There is no such thing as free speech. It cost people their lives to express what their truths are to them. It doesn't mean that they're right. It doesn't mean that they're wrong. But it comes at a very high price. And unfortunately, it cost Charlie Kirk his life today.
Yeah, and so I think the only message I want to give everyone is very simple. All religions, I'm pretty sure, again, I'm not an expert, do your own research. All religions, if they're true, any of them, would agree that we are all brothers and sisters.
in humanity.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, again, if Christianity's true, and there was Adam and Eve, right? And then Adam and Eve, and then they spawned the babies, and the babies must have humped their mom or something, because like somebody started humping somebody, right?
Well, they said each set that was born couldn't marry each other because it was a different
whatever.
time.
They're related.
Yeah. Well, science hasn't ruled it out either, though. You know that, right?
Hasn't ruled what out?
Modern science has shown that all of us have one common ancestor, so you can't even rule out Adam and Eve, bro.
But this is my point. If that's the case, back then incest was okay. Well, again, I mean, if you're a master creator and you put these humans on Earth, that wasn't a thing then, apparently. So I guess it's okay to hump your mom and your sister and anyone who's, they wanted to procreate. Why didn't he just make millions of us? Why did he need us to create each other? Well, that's part of the plan. You can't ask questions. You just got to have faith. Like, no. If he made me intelligent, which he did, you can ask questions. I think he wants you to. That's why it says seek and you shall find. Yeah, so you got to ask questions. You got to think. You got to seek. You got to look. But if it's all true, for all the zealots and the people that really are devout and they totally believe whatever their religion is, then your religion says we're all brothers and sisters. If it's not true, then we all have to live on this planet until we don't. So just get along. We're brothers and sisters. We're all family, whatever color we are, whatever religion we are, whatever region or zone we live in. We're all brothers and sisters, man. Be kind to one another. That's all I got to say. Till next time, folks. Keep it real.